feelings. Notice that you really like me.
Okay guys, so in order to start our shorts, we're going to be using a Super Saver Red Heart, and it's one skein or skein, I don't know how people like to say it. You can use any kind of yarn you want, but I'm using this for my shorts. And I also have another color of the Super Saver. It's not a full skein or skein, it is like a half maybe, so I might be using that to just add some color in it, I'm not sure. And we are going to be starting with the waistband. Now I measured my waist like I always do, and it's a 27. So I made this waistband about 23 inches. It'll stretch to be 27 because the way that I did it, it stretches. So it'll stretch further than that, but it's just easier. So when you put it on, it's not so tight. Like if you made a single crochet foundation and then you just start crocheting on that line, then it wouldn't be as stretchy, I guess, when you put it on. So and I'm not, like I said, I'm not a professional crocheter. I just crochet based on what things look like and how I can put it together in my mind and all of that. So I'm going to show you how I achieved this. Sorry, that's my neighbor's dog barking. They always bark when somebody comes in this little neighborhood. So you want to, so you want to do your little magic loop however you do it. I do it that way. And then you want to put your hook through. After you put your hook through, then you want to start chaining. So I chain about 5. Yeah, 6. And then so you just start crocheting into the first chain from the loop or the hook. So you go in and you just make a single crochet down each one. It's hard to crochet and film at the same time, you guys. I'm so sorry. Okay, and after you finish this, let me see if I can make it brighter in here. Okay, so after you do that, you just single crochet again, and you skip this first chain and you go in and single crochet 1, 2, 3, 4. And then this is how you create this, and you just basically keep going. Chain 1. If you go in the first one, that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You see how it looks longer than what it would have been if you just skipped that first one. So I'm going to take it out and start from the beginning. Skip the first one and go into the second, and just 1, 2, oops, sorry guys. This was 2, 3, 4. And then you would just keep going. You chain 1, skip this first one, go into the second one, 2, 3, 4. Don't forget to go into this very last one. It's kind of hard to get into. So then that would be your 4th one, right? So then you would just keep going until you reach this. So basically these are the same things that I was just doing. You see how this looks? This was the starting point right here. This was my starting chain. Just like this is my starting, hold on. This is my starting chain right here. So it's basically this. And you just keep going, right? all the way until the end. So once you come to the end, and I'm just going to start from the one that I already made. And okay, so we are going to put our hook through both ends of the waistband to close it. And I just do that by putting the hook through, hooking on some yarn, and then you grab the long piece and here's the short piece, and I just hold it and make a chain, right? So you can do this with a needle, or you can just do it with your hook, and you put it in each, sorry you guys, you put it in each chain. Well, you don't have to do it like that. You can slip stitch through each chain. So that was one. And make sure you put it through both sides. It's hard to film and crochet at the same time. See, I just messed up. You want to make sure that you put it through both. So here's the front piece. Here's the back piece. I'm trying to get it in both. There you go. And you just crochet and slip stitch. You're putting the hook through both pieces, and then you're grabbing yarn, pulling it through, and pulling it through again. Here's the last one. I wasn't even counting to see how many I did, you guys. Honestly, I don't pay attention. So once you have that, this is now closed. You see how that is? Well, if you pull it on the end, it is now closed. So you can start crocheting, and make sure you have it even so you don't end up with a like tangled up waistband, and make sure that it's okay for you to actually be able to step inside of, right? So this goes around your waist. Okay guys, so after we connected that with the slip stitch, now you can just go through, and you can do whatever you want. You can do a double crochet like this, and you can do these all the way around in each chain space that you see. It's not, I don't really know if there's a certain amount of chains here, but I just crochet in whatever space I can find. So you can do that and just keep double crocheting like that. It would be into this next spot, and then your shorts will look like this, and you'll be able to see the hole through the holes like a mesh. Or you could just single crochet into each space, and you won't be able to see that much through there, and it would come out looking like this, which it's still spaces, but you can see it through everything. But when it's all together, you won't be able to see that much. It'll just be like regular crochet. You know, you guys, you can do anything you want if you know how to do the different stitches, and you can find it on YouTube. So you can, I think this is a half double crochet. I don't know. I just know I like to do it. So you just loop over, go through, and pull through all of them, and then it would be like this. And I feel like that makes it so you can't see that much, and I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go all the way around, and then I'll come back when I'm finished, because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just making this as I go, because that's what I do when I want to make just a crochet outfit or something. Even when I'm sewing, I do that too. So I'm just gonna keep going all the way around, and it's pretty repetitive. So if you want to learn how to do the different stitches, like I said, you can look on YouTube, and there's so many videos. I believe this is half double crochet. If it's not half double crochet, then I'm pretty sure somebody will correct me. But yeah, so just go all the way around, and I won't do this for each round because it's just repetitive. It's the same thing once you get it down. So yeah. All right, so now we have come to the end, and here is the last crochet of this row, and then we're going to just connect it with the first chain. Oops. And it's a slip stitch, so you just put your chain through this first chain right here that you did, and then slip stitch like that. So now, just the same way that you close the waistband, then you would just close it this way. And I'm sorry guys if I'm explaining it kind of bad, but I don't really know how to explain how to crochet because I taught myself how to crochet. Like, my mom knows how to crochet, and I basically just pick up things really easily. So I've been doing this on and off for a while. So, and I don't know how to like make actual apparel and clothing out of crochet like a professional way. I just know how to do it my way. So like I said, I'm just gonna basically go down each row and do the same thing that I was just doing. You can add anything to it. You can add clusters, you can add anything you want to it, but I think I'm just gonna keep going regular, and I might add like a little trim around the end of the shorts. I don't know. So basically just keep going. I think I'm gonna keep chaining 2 and going directly into the first chain and doing this half double crochet thing. You know what? Actually, no, I'm not, because that's gonna create like a gap right there. So I'm just gonna chain 1, and then I'm gonna do this thing that I call half double crochet all the way around once again until I get back to get back to the beginning. Okay, yeah. This is a little plastic stitch marker that I have, and if you need to, you can put that into the first chain so you know where you were at when you come back around, just in case you get confused. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, but it's always good to have a stitch marker just in case. And I'm sorry if this is rubbing up against the little board that I have. I have like a little makeshift table so I can crochet while I'm in front of the TV. So please bear with me. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep going around like I said with this stitch. And I'll bring you back after I've done several rows so you can see what it looks like, okay? Okay guys, so I'm back, and it looks kind of like a skirt, and you could probably leave it like that if you want, or keep going and make it a long skirt. But I did about 18 to 20 rows for this, and I might have to do it longer. I'm not sure. I didn't even try it on, but you can try it on as you go. And so now I'm going to use a smaller hook. It's a 4.5 G hook. I'm just going to insert it into the last row that I did. And by now you should have something where you've been I don't know if you can really see it from here, where you've been hooking what is it called again? Okay, by now you should have like some type of seam kind of line from when you've been slip stitching going up and down. So mine is kind of off because I didn't slip stitch in every space because I was too busy watching a movie while I was crocheting. And it took me about 45 minutes to get here because I was not paying attention. So I think I'm going to try to do like a little cluster thing. So I already chained 1. I'm going to chain 2 more to have 3 chains in total. And so now I think I'm going to go in here, the first chain from the hook, and do a double crochet and do another double crochet. Then I'm going to chain one. I think I'm going to skip this space right here, and I'm just going to go in and do 3 more double crochets. So it'll be something like this. And then you chain one, skip, and go into this next one. And then you put 2 more double crochets. And I think I'm just going to continue that as I go around and see if I like it at the end. And if I do, I will keep it the same. If I don't, then I will come back and I'll just change it. All right, guys, so I'm just going to keep on going. Okay, guys, so I went around the whole thing and I put like these little double crochets, so it could be like little clusters, and it's like a trimming on the outside of my shorts. So I'm doing the last one, and then I'm going to go into this first cluster, and I'm just going to slip stitch to close it, and there you go. So basically now what we're going to do is we're going to, you can do it any way you want. If you want to hide this seam line that you have, you can put it on your side. So you can act like this is your side. Here's your seam or your slip stitch area, and you can put your crotch part right here to make the shorts, and here's your 2 legs. You can do that, or you can have this seam line or slip stitch mark in the back, so it'll be like where your butt crack is, and it can look more defined on that part. So that's where I'm going to leave it on mine, because sometimes I put it on the side and sometimes I don't. So basically what you're going to do is find the middle, and I basically just even everything up and find the middle this way. And then you can take your little stitch marker. If I can find my stitch marker, okay. Okay, so now since this is okay, we're going to slip stitch into this last piece, and then we're going to clip our yarn off of here and close it up, right? So like I said, this seam line right here is my middle mark. So I'm going to count 3 stitches away or 4 stitches away, depending on how far apart you want your crotch area to be. If you want it like this, or if you want it like this to be longer or wider, depending on what size you are. I usually do 3 fingers, so I'm just gonna here's my middle part, and I'm gonna count over 1, 2, 3. So this is basically where my where I feel like my crotch area should be, and then equally on this side, 1, 2, 3. So it's gonna be about this big. This is how far apart I'm gonna have my crotch area, which is basically It's basically 2 clusters. 1 cluster here, 1 cluster here. So this is where my crotch is gonna go. So yeah, you can make it bigger like that if you want, but I'm gonna do it like this. And so I'm gonna add my yarn onto the last part. And I'm just gonna connect it like I did the first time, like this, and chain 1. And then after that, you're just going to, whatever stitch you want to do across, you can half double, double, or single crochet across all the way to the next side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, where I'm going to be ending it at. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just double crochet. So this is the second one. You see I did 1, 2, okay, 3, and 4. It's hard to get it in there. Okay, and then I'm trying to hold this little tail piece so I can weave it in too. So I'm going into this. So far I have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then this is supposed to be the 6th one. So this is basically what my crotch area is gonna look like. And I'm just going to, I'm just gonna chain 1, turn my work, and I'm going to single crochet back across all of these. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, and I didn't mean to say single crochet, I meant to say double crochet. So that's chain 2 and go in 1. And when you go in the next chain, it's because the chain 2 that you did, that made it a chain 2 already. So that's just what you do. And you can go back and forth across it however many times you want. I usually do mine about 4 or 5 times. So here's the last one. All right, so here we go. Here's the crotch area. I'm sorry you guys can't really see it. I thought this dark purple on the white would make it better, but my lighting is terrible. So my bad, y'all. So you turn it over again, and you have your chain 2. You go on that, not this one, but the very next one, and you start double crocheting. So you turn your shorts inside out, or right side in. This would be the front, because I told you I put the seam in the back where my butt is, right? Now, to make your waistband, I'm gonna go back with the size J hook, the 6mm. Okay, and I'm gonna chain, I think to go around my waist it's about like 90 chains. Okay guys, so I have just made a chain to go around my waistband, and I did about 105 because I know going around my waist with this it's about 90 chains or whatever. So yeah, And just to make it a little bit sturdier, I'm going to go back over the chains, but you can just put this through your waistband if you want to. And then you would just weave it through like I'm going to show you at the end, and you'll be able to tie it so you can, you know, go like that. But I'm just going to go back on the chain. So you see how you have all of these? You would go to the next chain and just, you could slip stitch, going back down the chain, or you could make it thicker and just go ahead and single crochet if you want to. I don't want to do that. I just want to slip stitch back down it. All right, and here I go. I'm all the way at the end. We have created the chain. All I did was slip stitch back down the chain. So you want to cut your end piece, of course, and you just want to slip stitch that. And I always tie my ends because I like to tie them. You could put like a little pom-pom at the end of it, whatever you want, or you could just leave it how it is, how I do. And now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna put in the waistband. All right, so you just keep going. And just basically feed it through. I shouldn't have made the thing so big, and I should have did it a different way, but you guys get where I'm trying to go with this, right? Make sure you don't pull it all the way through, because then you'll be so mad and you'll be like, why did I do that? Okay. Here we go. And then you could just untie this or take it off of whatever device you're using to put it on with. Of course, I had to mess up my string to get it onto that needle, but it's fine. I'm pretty sure I'll just stretch it out and get it back right. Whatever. And just make sure your strings are even. And here are the shorts. Let me tie it up pretty much like that. And here are the finished product, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Feelings so deep in my feelings. Notice they really like me. Can't control my anxiety.